This is Kielder Castle, the start of the mountain bike rides in the Kielder area, and on this day I was going to do the cross-border trail. Just behind these buildings here is the bike shop, and you can buy a map, although their map is for the local area and doesn't have the full border trail on it. Well, this is me coming up. I filmed myself just for the record and to give my loyal viewers a rare glimpse of myself. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can either follow this path along the lake to Liddesdale and then head up that way, which is the way I came back at the end, or you come up here along the road slightly to Kielder Sky Space, and then I went up to see what it was like. I had 2 days in Kielder, and I had a forecast of showers and rain on this day, so I had to plan the ride accordingly, and I wasn't totally sure I was going to do the whole thing in one go. So you can see from this shot, yeah, you can see in the distance here's some rain. I did have rain on these early stages. Now this website here gives you the basic route and directions. It's not a detailed map, but it gives you an idea, and you can use Ordnance Survey maps to plan it. It is marked. You can see there's the usual red and black markings, and you can follow that as well. Well, this is me posing where the road from Liddesdale meets up with this road, and it all heads up to the border with Scotland, and it's a steady climb from up here, but it's quite a long climb, and gradually it becomes single track. But you're in the wilderness now, there's no shops now, mobile phone coverage stops, and there's no tarmac roads. So it's a true wilderness experience. I had the worst rain of the day actually, just before I hit the border, and I was pretty sorry for myself by the time I got here. It doesn't look so bad now, but at the time I was thinking about calling it a day and heading back, but you could see the clouds, and I knew the forecast was going to be showers and sunshine, so I was determined to do the ride, and I was going to push on, and I was nearly to the top from this point. Once you are just beyond the fell here, it's pretty well all downhill to Newcastleton. And this is looking back from the top of the fell back to the border at Bloody Bush. And the track here, you can see here, it's not too bad. It's certainly rideable. And then it gets onto the proper forest roads. I actually met 3 guys coming up the other way. It was the only bikers I met that day, and they were going the other way to Kielder. And you can see the weather was getting better and better as I was going down through Newcastleton Forest. And you can really tell you're in Scotland now. You can look at the hills here. It's almost like you're in the Highlands. I knew if the weather really turned, I could just push on to Newcastleton and get the road back, although it was a bit longer. That road back to Kielder is a great bike ride in itself, although you need a road bike ideally to do it. So eventually hit the blue route on the Seven Stains at Newcastleton, and so I came down here. This looks fairly new. It's good fun, and a nice single track run into the car park and the buildings at Newcastleton. The facilities here are a bit more basic than the other Seven Stains, and this is quite a bit. It's a bit more remote. This ride, it's a nice ride. The red ride I did last year it's good fun, but it's a bit shorter than some of the other Seven Stains. So I decided to go and have lunch down in the town, which is about 2 miles further down the road. You can see there wasn't packed out in the car parking here. And I had a baked potato at the olive tree just as you come in, just what you need. And this is the high street in Newcastleton. So after lunch I was feeling good, and the weather was a lot better, and I didn't have any weather issues for the rest of the day really. So it's back into the Newcastleton forest, and it follows the red route part of the way. I didn't do all the single track stuff. I thought that was a bit beyond me, but some of this you may recognise if you've ever done the red route here. This is one of the Seven Stains, the stones. I think it's about the first one I've actually seen. So the ride continues along the Newcastleton forest roads, following the red route for a bit, and then eventually leaves it. And eventually you get to this major junction here. and to the right up Kirshop Burn is where I'm going, and what the information that Newcastleton said is the most stunning section, and I have to agree, it is a lovely section. Now this is quite literally the border between England and Scotland, and the ride follows it up for about 4 or 5 miles, and it is a lovely section of the ride. It's sometimes a bit rough, but you can see, look at it, the water is just so soothing and peaceful. I didn't see anybody coming back the other way, no walkers, nobody. Going by bike is probably the best way to see this section, and it is really, I do recommend it. Hill ride, and I was quite glad to get to this point here where you actually get to the border and cross back into England, and I had a rest here and some food, and but it was a really great experience to come up here. You can see the track is a bit, okay, it's a bit grassy, but it's certainly rideable. So once I hit the border, I was a lot happier because I knew I'd broken the back of the ride. It was going to be about another 1.5 miles of climbing on what turned out to be single track, and then I hit the original forest roads. I came up, and then I had the choice of going back the way I came, or what I did was I went all the way down to Lewisburn, which is basically all downhill, back to Kielder Water. You know, once you get to Kielder, which is just coming up in a moment, you can use the lakeside route to go back, and that's all been properly done. And that's for families. You can see here there's a bit of footage of it, and that's very easy and very pleasant. That apparently goes on for 18 miles around the lake, so I might do that another time when I ever go back. A quick recommendation here for the 27 B&B where I stayed. Very close to the start, and they gave me a fantastic breakfast to get me going. Shot this last scene about 2 hours after the actual finishing of the ride. Brilliant day, very much recommend this ride. Epic and very satisfying and great fun.